Lego the bird. Lego the bird. Hey, I know eagle. I know. Hey, Jamaica. What an interesting conversation. Hey, you know the funny thing? For 2 years, and even before that, people within the orange economy suffered immensely. Dancers, actresses, actors, soupy, nutsy, everybody. For years, they have been classified the informal economy. But the truth is, it's a billion-dollar industry. But yet still people are suffer. Yet still people are hungry. Yet still, when it is right for these politicians, them use the artist. For instance, Prime Minister Holness, in your recent budget presentation, you used Black Hero and Yakster. And you talk all the good things. I remembered also in your electoral victory of 2016, Nesbeth was your best friend. My dream, my shows after what Prime Minister and to those at the top tier. Are we going to continuously use entertainers and those who make up the creative industries when it suits us? Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Footer Hype, all I know, suffered in COVID. No party for do, no dance, no stage show, nothing of all. And now you're hearing $150 million for the entertainment sector to reboot. Babsy Grange, me know you love talk about chicken feed, but that's not chicken feed. $150 million to do what? To do what? One to the promoters them. And then on coupled with that, you say you're going to slash minister the permits by 50%. Why you not say for the next 60 days? For the next 90 or 120 days, no permit pay for. You know, that would have been a better solution. But then, I wonder why. The cabanas them, 180,000 for go party for one night. So because you don't make no money in a COVID, it a compensate for the 2 years plus for a cabana. Parties, 10,000, 50, I wonder how much I go be for dream weekends. It's a holiday. Yay. Ding dong! You did get your partner draw. But it's surprise. Lolly, them have you do the dirt, teach you how to bounce. And I'm going to say, warm to the actors and the actress. You don't want your kind of partner draw for go down a war theater and do your kind of acting. You don't want some place where you can go do your drama. Oliver, I think Babsy should do you around the world in 80 days or 90 days, where you tour the world and you let everybody see the conversation about mass Oliver. But then, we need to talk about the soup vendors and the jerk man them. Who no want put them pan e-pass and all of them, the system. Jerk man no want that. Soupy no want that. Nutsy no want that. The barber them no want that. And surely the hairdresser them no want that. You know what them want? Them want some opportunities being created for them to have that stirring conversation about building a bigger economy. Yes, Jamaica. That's where the conversation will happen today on Unfiltered. The orange economy is the backbone of our local economy. When you think about it, Jamaica, dancers, artists, producers, actors, actresses, food vendors, soupy, nutsy, Keisha, we get our partner draft, we go talk about what? Keisha wanted to have her own robbing, as according to Minister Nigel Clark. But the truth is, Jamaica, have we really scoped in on the importance of the orange economy? Roger, what's the orange economy?
Well, Andre, that's a good question. Because while we're coloring the economy, there are several colors to the economy.
There is a blue economy.
There's a green one.
There is not labor economy, because we can't have no more labor paying on the land. Jesus.
There's red, there's purple, there are tons of colors attached. But I think for this purpose, looking at the orange economy, we're speaking to the creative economy of our country.
Yes.
And Jamaicans at the heart of who we
Are a creative people.
We're just creative people. And I think we have so much talent going to waste because we have failed to monetize it. But Andre, I think the most important issue is, irrespective of whether or not people have figured out how to monetize, because I believe, Jamaicans are good at turning them hand and make fashion. So when you turn hand and make fashion, what is the enabling agent? Is the government there enough to lift you up?
Is the
bank
there
to lift you up? Are there mentors in the system to lift you up? I think that is a problem that we're suffering within the creative economy, because it's a hand-to-mouth business when it's a billion-dollar industry.
And I'm glad you talk about billions. You know why? For the past 2 years, bro God, for the past 2 years, the entertainment sector suffered immensely.
But Andrew,
the creative sector suffered immensely. Now you're going to give the entertainment sector only $150 million. To do what? To go plan some fest? Because it's only some fest alone that can help.
But Andre, I think it's...
No, the orange economy, Roger.
I hear you.
You talk about the small soup vendor.
Yes.
You talk about the barber. You talk about the nail tech.
Yes.
You talk about who else.
But it's unfair.
Come on, man.
It's unfair to just place the 2 years at Andrew's feet, because he was also Prime Minister before COVID.
So let's carry it back then.
There were also other Prime Ministers too.
Who has not done anything for the orange economy.
On the orange economy. And I think, I don't think it's fair to just limit it to COVID. We may look at the COVID.
Yes, but for COVID.
But in general,
we've
dropped the ball on the creative industry.
They've said, according to statistics, don't quote me, what I'm saying. Reggae Sunfest alone carrying an average $1 billion Jamaican dollars for one weekend. 2 years, no Sunfest. Hey! So that is $2 billion. No vendors get them 2 years, they figure make $150,000, $160,000 or $80,000. So on average, many people suffered. But it's not them alone suffer. The fashion industry suffered immensely. 2 years. No fashion show. Dwight Peters, Kingsley Cooper. No Caribbean Fashion Week. No Style Week. But coupled with that, have we done anything to boost those local fashion designers to use virtual space to do some virtual shows? COVID came to get us comfortable being uncomfortable. Did we mask out of those opportunities? I think not. Have we seen enough virtual fashion shows that could have helped the industry boom? Coupled with that, we have Hollywood. The film industry for years have suffered. I remember talks in St. Thomas, Roger. It must become Jollywood. Where are we today, Jamaica? Have we given enough compensation to film directors here in Jamaica for them to do their part in monetizing the business of film? For instance, there is a Jamaica 60th now happening. I haven't seen any show about the 60 years of political independence. I've not seen any show that speaks to the volume of why this is Jamaica, my Jamaica. Roger. Where is the council for the artisans? Where is the council that must be set up for the barbers, the cosmetologists?
Yes.
Where is the council that must see to it that food vendors and street vendors, the soupy, the nutsy, where is the council
where
for
I
them?
think we need to
that
start.
We need to carry that conversation
building
about
up and building out.
want to build up and build out. And there is no kind of council. Yet still, every year, barber have to pay license. Makeup people here take off a pay license. But what? They're giving. But what are they receiving, Prime Minister? Minister of Culture. What are they receiving as remunerations to keep them going? Roger, we have some of the best in the industry. But yet still they're the most under-resourced, under-equipped and under-motivated.
And
What are
we
doing for
have
that?
to also look at this issue, Andre, of a large portion of the people who are in the orange economy are also classified as informal.
Informal.
That term alone is disrespectful. That term alone is unfortunate.
But-
Because we have to begin to formalize and allow people to see what they do as valuable and important. Most people don't even know what the orange economy is, even though they've been doing it for generations.
And the truth is they probably never knew that they're classified.
And the banks don't even give the sort of respect.
They don't get loans.
Ah.
Because if a barber go into a bank right now and say want to bill out in barber shop, the first thing I'm going to say, we need financial records. But we know barbers can't provide that financial record. Because barbering over the years has been what? Hand to mouth. But many of these barbers do what? Them pay them partner and can balance out back to be a better person. But Prime Minister, not even the Prime Minister, let us move the conversation.
And let us look at
Let
another.
us move from here.
Andre, there's also a significant issue as it relates to things like art. Jamaica don't have art culture. So you know, artists, artisans who are doing phenomenal work are selling their work for cheap
Here.
dirt money. It's these artists, if God bless them and they go outside of this space, you'd be surprised to see the kind of monetary gains they can realize because people know what is the value of art. Jamaicans don't appreciate art. One or two people from uptown, upper crust, will go to a museum, drink some champagne, move around with each other, laugh the fake laugh, sell some paintings, but at the heart of the matter, the real talent
artisans
doesn't get the attention and the support he or she needs to be viable.
But then, we have artisans, right? You know what I'm suffering about and hurt about? What happened to Jerky, Roger? What happened to Soupy? Those local small restaurateurs, for years they have suffered.
Yeah.
Now the place open up back. What are we doing for them? Are we going to give them a $20,000 or $30,000 package to start back their business? You know, when I look at where they are right now, they're suffering.
Boy, Andre, personally,
They are suffering.
I don't know if I want to ask people.
But they are suffering.
Government giving them money is not going to work in this lifetime. Instead of providing the food for him, we probably need to teach them how to make food, right?
But they have been making
the
food.
way forward is to figure out how we can provide developmental help for these business people, because that's who they are. They are business people. And
So
what
then-
is the nature of politicians? Instead of campaigning every couple of years, pump some of those constituency funds development into entrepreneurship and
Entrepreneurs.
mentorship development. Why are we not having these people who are working on in the side shops, etc.? Why are we not mentoring them so that they can have that kind of realization? In fact,
You know
I
why
think
we
it was
can't?
Imani Duncan Price who I hear making, I don't know how far she's reached, because there's a difference between a politician who talks and somebody else who acts. But I hear her parroting some kind of developmental terms that will help the corner store, will help the woman who cooks.
remember, lest you forget, Roger. Ha! Lest we forget, it's these corner shops that were blamed for spreading COVID. It's these corner shops that were blamed for bungling. Prime Minister Holness, do you recall? You blame the corner shop then. But that's the bowel of the economy. That's the bowel that keeps the economy going. But you blame them.
They were the first to get shut down.
They were the first to get shut down. Whilst those in uptown Jamaica, Floyd Green, no movement! No movement. And what was his partner draw? Returning as a minister of government. Roger, Jamaica, it is very sad that we work our blood, sweat, and tears to keep this country going. And where we are today, artists need development. And on that point, I'm wondering about the war theatre. So many actors and actresses have nowhere to go. And the war theatre was seen as a place that you could have gone to watch plays, so many things, the JCDC festival, but it has been out of service for so many years. Coupled with that, Jamaica, we have had a situation that the COVID relief for the creatives gives $60,000 at the end of COVID. For what period? What period? Many creatives heard about it too late and weren't able to access it. So when we're talking about the restoration of the orange economy, we need to have that conversation about how we're going to make it big, how we're going to make it great, how we're going to make dollars, billions, just like Hollywood, just like Nollywood. We should have Jollywood. Boy, Jamaica, Roger always make me and him have some disagreements. However, I have Miss Nadine Rawlings here with me today, and we're having a fulsome conversation on the creative economy, otherwise known as the orange economy. Miss Rawlings, greetings, how are you?
Greetings. I'm very well, thank you. Very well, thank you for having me, and I'm excited to have this conversation.
It's a pleasure. Miss Rawlings, when you think of the orange economy, tell Jamaica and the world what has happened to Jamaica for years. Because it's not through COVID alone we have suffered, Tell the world what has happened to the creative economy in Jamaica for the past few years.
It's a new word, a new phrase coined.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us had to research it. I had to look up exactly what it meant because before I used to hear about orange economy. What is that? But Jamaica is known for primarily its culture, whether you believe it or not.
True.
It's culture first, because when you think about Jamaica on the map, you think about Bob Marley, you think about Usain Bolt. Now people may say culture, how running and athleticism.
It's a part of it because it's a sport.
It is. Yes, it is, my darling. So we did always have culture.
And we can't forget Miss Lou.
Thank you very much. Okay? And I could go on. The list continues. But I really think that, and I really believe, and I know a lot of my peers and people who are listening now would believe that, would agree with me that culture is what has placed us on the map. No. Orange economy. We didn't live that. That was our thing from day one.
The dancehall. The reggae music.
Culture are our thing. Like we are sing and we are dance and we are act and we are write story, we are tell stories and that
the folklore.
From long time.
True.
So we were about culture and the orange economy from a long time. What we have not been able to do like successfully is to monetize on it.
So the money of culture has been negated for years.
Yeah, we never, no, because we just, and I speak personally too, when I got into this business, and I don't like to call it business, but it's really business now.
It's a business, and that's the thing with many of us, just a second. Many of us have just expressed the culture, but we have never seen the culture as a business. For instance, there's a conversation about Dubai 2020, where many nations are in Dubai seeking investors. But the funny thing, what makes the DNA of Jamaica so unique in all of the investor shops is actually the culture of the people. So if we're having a conversation about the business of culture and the business of the economy called drama, dance, music, dancehall, Nadine, what is it that the government should be doing more for us?
Let me tell you now. I think about it long and hard, and, successive governments will say the same thing. Nothing have gone, them not do nothing still wait. But me feel, know that I've been in the business of this filmmaking, but I'm doing now, because that's primarily what I do now.
Filmmaking. But that is a thing that I want to care about filmmaking. Because I think that industry has been neglected for years in Jamaica.
True, and that's another conversation. But I believe that for people to buy into, whether it is a product, an idea, whatever, you have to have at least some collective agreement. Me have to understand it too. So I got to say, I say this to say that is there anybody representing us truly in government? Is there that consummate artist?
But I see recently they launched something called Jamaica Creatives under the auspices of Marissa Benin and all of those persons. Is that just mere tokenism, or is it really a call to action? Because I remembered in COVID, they said they were giving grants to creatives of $60,000. $60,000. But when many creatives reached out for it, the time expired. So I am saying to you, it took just 2-3 weeks for creatives to get funding. And when creatives wanted to access the funding, they're being told that the timeline has passed. Nadine, is $60,000 good enough for a creative to actually create what they need?
I am going to say this. $60,000 is a start. I'm not going to knock it, I'm not going to knock it, because I know people have really benefited from that. It is even for taxi money with them owe from during COVID time. I want a project with them that work and I have more money.
So you're saying the 60,000 bridge a gap?
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
So even if it bridges a gap, Nadine, shouldn't it be a conversation that the government is having continuously, that each quarter they can have a creative funding, that you can come in each quarter to get some kind of remuneration for your creative ideas? What's that kind of conversation? Shouldn't that be where the Jamaica Creatives carrying the whole conversation about helping out creatives with some actual benefits?
I really hope that is what is happening. But, I hope that whomever is having that conversation, because I know that they are. I know, but as I go back to say, the person who is in there driving it, have to have the passion.
I know from time to time you have gone out and you have done your work to get your films ready. But is it a process that is very much a two-take, or what? Because many times I'm not seeing Jamaican filmmakers on the scene, and I am worried for that. And if we do see them on the scene, it's through some grant funding from the United Nations or the EU and so forth. What about resources coming from our actual government for you people? Boy, that is Nadine.
No.
Jesus is like, me touch you to the core. It's like you sing how great thou art. Hey! No, Jesus.
You see, in order for make the financiers, the local financiers buy into filmmaking, you have to show them their return. And that to me is make dollars and cents. It makes sense. You're not going to give you my money if you're not going to tell me how I make my money. So me get it. What we need to do now is the passionate filmmakers. What we need to do is go get the free money. Nothing is wrong with getting free money. I love to get free money. I want free money so that I can get the free money. I don't have to worry about paying it back. So I can make the films that I want to make, so that I can show off to the financiers here that, listen, this is this film that is doing the festival circuit and making its way. You need to come on board right now. People never buy puts in a bag. It's a reality, and that is what I recognize. And I'm not going to put stuff around it. It's what it is, and so I have a passion to do it. I'm going out there to get the free money.
So you have a passion to do it, and you're going out there to get the free money. But what about the cartoonists and the animators who really don't know where to go?
Free money is there for all of us, and that's what this whole orange economy is. It's there for all of us, and so like the Kingston Creatives, the Jamaica Film and Television Association, the Women in Film and Television Association, supported by JAMPRO, supported by all these other agencies in Jamaica, including the British Council. what we will do collectively is to spread the news about the free money, the grants, the accelerator programs, all of these industrial.
I'm glad to have this conversation with you because I never know. There's so many free monies out there. So what about fashion designers like myself? Because you see what I'm wearing now on set is all done by me. However, Nadine, the fashion industry has been affected for the past 2 years with no fashion show. And if they do keep for the friend and companies and the bougie ones, what about local designers who really want to get support?
We have to get outside of the proverbial box and think, how is it that I can do what I want to do in fashion? How can I sell my story? How can I promote it to the world? Would I go into? I said, people are doing a lot of things. People are doing things now, but you know what happens? Happen all of a sudden. You have to do it consistently. It takes time. You don't become a big fashion designer overnight. And overnight, I would say, give yourself 5 years. Because for a company to start to a profit, it takes 5 years. What's the difference with you?
True. However, what I'm going to say to you, things such as the JBDC is there. And the Tourism Enhancement Fund, the Tourism Linkages Network, and all of these things. However, is the getting to know that it exists, the information divide, that many of these local designers, many of the creatives are not aware, Nadine, that their funding support that is available, they are not aware that they can be involved in these shows. So I'm thinking the government and the onus on the government and the creatives that are in charge is for them to carry the information to the people. Because what I have seen, Nadine, and I have been a part of a system where it's friend and company alone get help.
In every arena, on every play field, there are,
boy
that are broken and the goalposts, and I don't know how you navigate it.
So if you were in a position,
you listen to the noise. Although they say don't listen to the noise, sometimes you have to listen to the noise. We have to see what you want to hear, and you must experience it for yourself. Don't use other people's experiences to mark your own experience, but do it for yourself. Take the risk, take the chance. I think it's simple. I think it boils down to something that you touched on, which is information. If you want people to have information, right, you have access to what it is that you need. Okay, we have social media, which is a big thing. It's so interesting that the algorithm, it will make you see what the algorithm thinks you need to see. Now there may be information on free money coming out of I don't know, the UK.
Yeah, the British always giving monies for film.
And other things. And because I don't follow maybe JCDC or something, I don't know about it. But we have to access other form of information or other platforms on which you can get information. I remember JIS was a big thing. Everybody went to JIS if you wanted to hear what's going on in terms of our culture, development. But
the JIS has lost its touch.
Well, I'm just saying, there's the JIS, there's town criers. You'd be amazed how effective town criers are.
So you're saying one of your priority agendas would have been to greater utilize and to put information in the hands of creatives so they can be better able to make decisions to better able themselves.
And get access to all of these tremendous offers that are out there. I didn't know about them, and I'm learning about them because information is here, so that I have to access them.
Okay.
Some people don't have that means to access this information. You understand me?
Thank you, Nadine.
You join organizations that can give you this information. Some people don't know your program. Why they don't know about your program?
How is it that, for one, just my last question to you, you're the president for the females...
Women in film and television.
Women in film and television. How can more creatives, creative women, become involved in your group?
Well, we reconvened. We're now, 3 years when we reconvened. The organization started some 13 years ago, and I know it has really catapulted the career of a lot of female filmmakers in Jamaica, including Natalie Thompson and Justine Hensel, who were a part of Women in Film. Why? Because we connected with other women who were doing the same thing in different countries.
Awesome.
And so it was a collective force of women, and the whole organization started some 40 years ago, when the women's oppression was, was a
big thing.
Yeah, man, huge. And so it continued. So with our organization, we want to continue that by giving more visibility to filmmakers, female filmmakers in Jamaica.
Awesome.
And then other filmmakers in other parts of the world.
So Nadine,
primary objective.
Nadine, thanks for joining us today on Unfiltered.
And what a conversation.
The conversation will not stop because you see the orange economy takes into account so many other things, my darling. But you never know where we'll carry this conversation again. Walk good, Nadine. Be blessed.
All right. Okay, you too. Thank you.
Yes, Jamaica. This is Unfiltered. Stay tuned. The culture of our people is diverse. The entertainment of our nation is one of the best in the world. Yet still, so many suffer. Yet still, so many are hungry. Yet still, so many of us have not been given or granted the opportunities to carry our businesses to the next level. I charge to the powers that be. We need a council that registers, monitors, and mentor our people in the various sectors. The business of entertainment is a big one. We need to train our artists to be better businessmen and women. We need to do more for them, but for them to do more for themselves. Jamaica, and to those in the diaspora, I want to see all our vloggers and bloggers be bigger and better at what they do. Training and monitoring. We need to fix it for them. So join in. Let us team up. Let us get strong. And let us be bold. This conversation will not end here today. More to come. We need to have a fulsome reasoning with some other practitioners in the industry. I am Andre Stevens, and this is Unfiltered. Walk.